Welcome to the Curt's Annual Bash virtual show.
Hi, my name is Rick Marsh, and I'm the board president here at Curt's Cafe. And I'd like to welcome you to our 8th annual Party with a Purpose Gala. And thank you for logging in and being a part of our first ever virtual event. This is brand new for us, but we've had a great time putting it all together. We may look a bit different, but the purpose remains the same, and that's to celebrate and honor our success stories while raising money to continue the necessary important work that we do. We know these are difficult times, but we certainly appreciate everything that you do in support of our mission and the valuable work that we're doing in making a difference in young lives and making a difference in our communities. Now, I am really excited to introduce our host for the evening. Val Warner is the Emmy Award-winning co-host of ABC's Windy City Live. She comes on every day, 1 p.m. On Channel 7. Val first became aware of Curt's Cafe when she and ABC did a segment on us back in 2015. So when we reached out to her and asked if she would be a part of the evening, she said yes without any hesitation. And so we are just entirely too thrilled to have Val as our guest host this evening and bring her infectious personality to our event. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Val Warner.
Thank you so much, Rick. I am truly honored to be with all of you all tonight. Even though we cannot be in a room together, I can feel the passion that guides you to continue the work you do for Curt's Cafe. Curt's Cafe does an amazing job improving the outcomes for young adults living in at-risk situations. We are here tonight to show them our support. During these uncertain times, Curt's desperately needs the help of the community to continue enriching the lives of those they serve. So let's get started with the bang and follow the prompts on your screen and text to donate. Don't forget, text to donate. And if you want to check on your silent auction bids, you can do that anytime you see me on screen. Make sure you do it so you don't miss any of tonight's stories. All the auction items have been donated by people who are as passionate about the work Curt's Cafe does as you are and as I am. And again, it is just a pleasure to be here with you all tonight virtually. I hate we can't be in person, but it is such a worthwhile cause, and we're going to find out more as we go along throughout this program. In fact, let me fill you in now. Over the past 8 years, almost 400 students have participated in the Curt's program. Founder Susan Treishman was inspired to open Curt's when she was working with Restorative Justice Evanston, which was a grassroots organization built by many nonprofits at that time. The Evanston Police Department Social Services arm asked for support with a restorative circle with 3 youth, and that circle began to define how we could change the at-risk youth landscape. That sparked the flame for Curt's Cafe. Susan repeatedly heard from kids who had been through the justice system that they would not get into trouble if they had a job to keep them busy and off the streets, a job to make them money to pay for food and housing, a job to help them build a future. But the reality is they couldn't get jobs because they often had extensive judicial records, or they lacked the skills to get a job or the teachers and mentors to work with them. And this was the foundation and the motivation for opening Curt's Cafe. The theme tonight is 10 success stories on 1010. While there are many more than 10 stories we can and definitely want to share with you tonight, we chose ones that highlight the people who make the program work and introduce you to some of the students it has worked for. Our story begins with a woman who not only had the vision for all that Curt's Cafe could be, but had the passion and the energy to realize it. Please welcome founder and executive director, Susan Treishman.
Thank you so much, Val. We're so grateful that you agreed to help us tonight. Thank you very, very much. My name is Susan Treishman. I'm the founder of Curt's Cafe, and we're so thankful for all of you being with us here tonight. Before Curt's Cafe, I was a business owner. My sister, my brother-in-law, and I opened a business called Food for Thought. And I started Curt's Cafe after Curt Sharp passed away. And Curt had some big visions in his life that he was not able to achieve. But his teachings of us as we were all growing up together were about being inclusive and being loving and being respectful. And that was exactly what I brought into the mission of Curt's Cafe. It was just being a home that people could be comfortable in. Curt Sharp is my brother-in-law, my sister Nancy's husband. Curt died at 53 from lung cancer, and he was just one of the best people I've known in my life. And I did not name it intentionally after Curt, but when I was trying to come up with names, his name just kept popping up as an acronym, Cultivating Unique Restaurant Training. And I couldn't move away from the man that he was. I couldn't move away from what he wanted for his community, which was Evanston. And I couldn't move away from his intentions in life. And because of that, I named it after him, and it has really served well. I started doing restorative peace circles in the prison where we keep our children with Precious Blood Ministry of Reconciliation in Chicago. And I was sitting primarily with young men who were about 18 years old, 15 to 18, and there was always a waiting list to sit in these peace circles. And I kept sitting and listening and sitting and listening and hearing stories. But what I really did was I felt like I was surrounded by the most loving, the strongest, the most passionate people I'd ever been around. And I'm Latina, so that makes, that's important because I'm a passionate person. But these young men did nothing but ideas and hope, and they really just needed a chance. And I kept asking, what do you need? They needed a job. And the more I listened, the more I heard that. So they didn't say that they needed anything else. They didn't need tennis shoes. They didn't need food to eat. They said they needed a job. And I just felt that I could probably help them get to that space.
Each cafe location has trained and skilled staff to help navigate the issues that our students face. Food insecurity, housing insecurity, lack of confidence, time management, building a support system, accepting responsibility, and just so much more. They play a crucial role in the development of these young men and young women and success in the program. Let's meet some of them, shall we?
Angelina Alfaro,
Byron Gonzalez,
Alexis Marquez,
Karen Smith.
Marius Powell.
So Curt's Cafe is a workforce and life skills training program where we work with young adults between the ages of 15 and 25.
Provides life skills and job workforce training.
It's a great provider of community engagement and a great training and platform for our youth and young adults in rough situations to have a safe place to blast off from.
Restaurant/business that helps at-risk kids.
I've been with Curt's, it's gonna be 5 years, and I have been the head chef at Curt's.
I was a student. I'm an assistant to Byron, the head chef now.
I'm the social services provider. I'm a social worker.
I started Curt's Cafe just managing one of the locations.
I'm the social service provider here in Highland Park.
Being a kid that came from the hood, I've got first experience with most of the stuff that they go through and most of the stuff that's going on out there. And I think about how long it took me to get myself straight, because the streets have a habit of hooking you once they got you. I don't want to see them go through the same thing. I want to see them learn these lessons earlier so that they have a better chance of success.
So we do a lot of barrier removal and really just, as we're doing that, build relationships, create a safe space for our students to advance and move forward and have a new sense of community in their life.
I definitely like and want to get to know the students, and I want them to get to know me too. So, to build that relationship and to be more than just a boss or, just a coworker. No, I want more than that. I want to build that relationship with the students so that we can have that trust. And for them to always, if they ever need anything outside of Curt's, they know that they have somebody here that will try to support them in any way.
You have to do what you're supposed to do according to the law. And if they do something wrong, we right behind you, 10 toes down, and you can say no. You have choices. That's what this country is supposed to be based on.
As I was driving to this cafe, I passed the other cafe and I noticed there was a student sitting outside at one of the tables, and we had just gotten some really devastating news this week. And he was sitting out there and his head was down. And I was in my car, so I wasn't 100% sure who it was, but then as the light turned and I drove by, I realized which student it was, and he is usually a very happy guy, and I know that he was really suffering from this news that we heard. And I was going to pull over, and the minute I passed by, the general manager came out, and she was actually serving him. And that really, it's such a full circle moment, because it was like, first my heart was breaking, but then I was so proud of the fact that general manager, although she doesn't like when I say it, she used to be a student for us, and here she was taking care of a student who wasn't on the floor, wasn't making food for a customer, wasn't in group, just needed some love and attention. So although that's not what we do on a day-to-day basis, it really is a first full circle moment of giving back, and that we take care of the whole person, and it's a wraparound service.
Alrighty, everybody, have you checked your auction bids lately? Better do that now before it's too late. One of the big reasons the Curt's program works is it provides the students with a safe haven, a place to learn, to make mistakes, to grow, to build that confidence, gain some valuable skills, and find their passion. And the students come to think of Curt's as their home and as their family. Here they are now in their own words.
Curt's Cafe is a family that helps you, that creates a platform for you to perform without being, what's the word I'm looking for, without being judged.
I've been with Curt's Cafe for like about a year.
What brought me to Curt's was I was looking for a different kind of job experience rather than just the usual shallow job experience that you get.
I was living with not a great family situation. My mother's not the greatest. And I got kicked out of the house. My friend Shelly brought me to Chicago, but I didn't really have the skills to move on in life and like get an actual job and pay rent and all those things that an adult needs, because every aspect of my life was kind of controlled by my mother. So I was really like thrown off the deep end. And Shelly just told me, come to Curt's and I'll help you figure stuff out and learn the skills necessary to go into the workforce. And so I did.
I had a record. I was a youth. I was a troubled youth. I had a felony in my name. Back in high school, I had caught a car theft case, and it kind of jeopardized me from finding a job. But then when they offered me this opportunity to work here, it kind of made me who is me now, person that liked to work. I like to work. So
what initially brought me to Curt's is I was hanging out with a group of individuals, hanging out on a daily basis, getting in trouble, and you know, like back and forth, like in and out of jail and visiting, getting arrested and stuff like that. So one of my friends, actually a female, she recommended me to come here because she was a graduate here. So she said, if I come here, that this is a place where it's more laid back as far as like the boss wise, and you know, you're working and they teach you a lot for future job experiences and stuff. So she recommended that I come here so I wouldn't have to be judged or anything like that. So
learning how to come to work on time, how to be prepared for what's out there in the world, and learn how to communicate with a community. You know, different types of people come around the community, and you can learn a lot from different people and experience new things. And it really helped me because it made me motivated. Since I had left, I found work, and I've been keeping contact with Miss Susan because she's a wonderful person and she's a great person to be around. So, yeah.
I really want to be make sure I push myself to be better now that I have had the support and help from Curt's. I'm part of the grad program that Marius has set up, and I try to be at every meeting I can and just generally try to give back to Curt's because I feel it's very important to me.
Inside every person, they have a story, and that story is not necessarily what's displayed just on their face. So if someone is angry at you, for example, sometimes you have to think a little, are they really angry, or are they angry because of something else going on inside? And that's taught me to look into the reactions of other people and not just be selfishly all about myself. I realized that other people come into play as well.
Wow, that was incredible. Really makes you want to donate, doesn't it? Building skills to be able to get a job is only part of the story. Students come to Curt's from some very complicated situations that have interfered with their schooling, ability to get jobs, and opportunity to live more successful lives. Curt's work to get them back on track by helping them get back in school or getting a job and always building competencies and confidence. Let's hear from some of the people who make all this work possible.
Hi, my name is Beth Ravelli, and I am excited to share about my journey with Curt's. It started in 2018 when I had the pleasure of hearing Susan speak at church about her journey to create Curt's. What she shared was about her heart and her mission and how she had made it real in the world. And I was drawn to that. So I went up to her after church and I said, hey, I've got this bucket of volunteer time off hours that my employer Salesforce gives to me every year. Do you think you could do something with them? And she didn't skip a beat and said, we use Salesforce. I'm sure we could figure something out, So she had a vision and we got together. And over the course of many months, I think almost a year, we not only enhanced the donation tracking system, but we went ahead and created a student tracking system so that someone who looked in Salesforce could see when a student started, when they graduated. They could see a student's progress along every milestone point in the program structure. So we created that. With the intention that anyone who volunteers or works at Curt's could see where a student was at and support them properly. So while we did this, we created this system on the platform, what I got was so much more than I planned on. I thought I was working on a project. Well, it was a lot more than that. Silly me. What I got was relationship. What I got was community. What I got was deeper roots in my Evanston community. What I got was soul-filling. It really made me a better person being connected to Curt's for that year. And I look forward every time I got the opportunity to go in and just sit with Susan and Karen in the office and build stuff to make the world a better place. So as part of my thank you to Curt's, I want to make sure that I add at the end, anybody out there who works for an employer who has a matching gift program, if you are a financial supporter of Curt's, please take advantage of your matching gift program because it may be an opportunity for you to double your impact. Thank you so much. I am so grateful and honored that I was asked to speak. Have an awesome night. Bye.
Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for your continued support for the Curt's mission. My name is Tammy Manton, and I've served on the board of directors for the past 3 years, and I'm currently serving as the interim development director for Curt's Cafe. I wanted to come to you tonight with complete transparency of where we are today and what our needs truly are. As you've heard tonight, in March, both our Highland Park and Evanston cafes closed for regular business and quickly pivoted to meet the needs of our communities. We have provided meals and groceries to a wide variety of area nonprofits. Through secured grants, our Highland Park Cafe has provided boxes of groceries and household supplies for families in need throughout Lake County. Curt's has fed more than 5,000 people during this unprecedented time. One of the most unexpected surprises is that our students are seeing and feeling the impact of helping others. Prior to the pandemic, the sales at our cafes have covered approximately 50% of the cost of running our program, while the other 50% comes from grants, donations, events like this, and sponsors. Since COVID-19, our sales have been down 75% since the same time period last year. We need your help to help us fill the income gap that the pandemic has created. Please know that any amount of money that is significant to you is significant to us. If you are able, please text Curt's to 76278 or donate through any method that you see scrolling on your screen throughout the evening. Again, please know that we appreciate you And thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Hey guys, I'm back with another friendly reminder to check your silent auction bids, and why not do it right now before it's too late? Okay, so back to the stories. Volunteers are the backbone of every successful non-for-profit, and it's no different at Curt's. There are so many invaluable functions performed by our volunteers, from baking and working the register to tutoring to delivering meals, and always while teaching valuable skills to the students. Curt's depends on this help from the community, and the community continues to show up. In fact, some of them are showing up here tonight as well.
I had read about Curt's Cafe in the newspaper, and then I was at an event for FAN, which is Family Action Network, and Curt's had a table set up.
Well, I became involved with Curt's Cafe really because my wife told me about Curt's. She had talked about how what an impact it was having on the community, and how I should find a way to get involved because it was such a great cause.
I've done a little bit of everything at Curt's. I started out working behind the counter making coffee drinks because I had experience. But slowly but surely, I worked my way up. And now one of my favorite things to do is to lead the field trips. So we go on experiential trips with the students to show them different slices of life they might not have normally experienced.
Actually, my volunteer role has transformed into also now accompanying the students on their experimental trips. I've taken them all over the city along with the social worker here and the guides here.
Nike Town was one of my favorites. Obviously one of the biggest tourist sites in Chicago, and not hard to sell to the students in terms of something to go see. But the punchline was, instead of just walking through the store, and they got a special discount for the day, which I think everybody took advantage of, the person from marketing who walked us through made a point of introducing the students to all kinds of different roles within the store and the people that had them. And so the students from Curt's could actually see, wow, that person's not that different than me. As a matter of fact, there were two students that really had dreams of art-related careers. One of them, I believe, had an interview the next week. They didn't know that they could be involved in, marketing or box design or product design or anything like that. And so we showed them through a product they really like how it could be a career.
I find working with the students incredibly inspirational. I mean, these students face obstacles just to get to work some days that I could never even imagine. Taking a couple of trains and a bus, commuting over 2 hours on a cold January morning just to get to work, just to make a training wage. But this is much bigger and more meaningful than that. And they demonstrate that every day, showing up on time. And this is incredibly inspirational to me.
Hi, my name is Libby Lewis. I'm the volunteer coordinator for Curt's Cafe in Evanston, and wanted to give you a little bit of a sense of what the volunteers have done in the past year. So traditionally, volunteers have been involved in just about every aspect of the Curt's operation, whether that's taking orders at the front of house, making drinks, packing up pastries for customers to go, working in the back, doing prep work in the kitchen, or making scone dough, and many other things behind the scenes, such as tutoring students for their high school GED equivalency exam, book groups, group therapy sessions, as well as driving and helping at catering events, you name it. Volunteers have been involved in just about every aspect of Curt's since its beginning. This year, of course, Curt's had to pivot in a very amazing way, still able to serve the community and needy people within the community, although not so much through walk-in business. But we did do quite a bit of catering also. And just like everyone else, the volunteers were able to kind of pivot with this, and we're really involved in helping to deliver meals to needy people in the community, and that continues right up to the present day. So while there were some volunteers that chose to be dormant during this time, not active, there were many others who signed up, and I'm just going to name a few of them. We had people like Rick Planos, Bill Pullen, and Bill Lumperitis, who actually organized a whole new corps of volunteers that helped with the driving, this massive driving effort of getting meals out to people. And also a lot of generous people donated meals to essential workers at the hospitals, veterinarian offices, a lot of different groups like that. And that new corps of people, I hope I get everybody included here: RJ, Ina, Keith, Allison, Tim, Sarah, Maureen, Lori, Amy, and Mike and Lori. So the spirit of volunteerism at Curt's is very much alive. I actually did I did a delivery run myself last week, and it felt really great to be somehow back connected. But the spirit of Curt's and the volunteer effort is very much alive and well, and we look forward to continuing that.
Part of their program is that you have to be working on your GED if you don't have a high school education. And I heard Susan saying, well, we need some tutors, and I was a high school math teacher. I said, well, I'd be happy to do the math part. And she said, great. And so I think that was about 8 years ago, and so I ended up being the GED tutor and for the 4 different subjects, and I've been doing it ever since.
I developed a program that runs approximately 8 weeks, and this program is geared around personal branding. And so the whole purpose of this program is to help students rewrite their personal narrative. And that's really what it does, is it capitalizes on what Curt's does, right? Because Curt's is a place, it's a safe space for reinvention. And so what my program does is it gives students a context for reinvention, rewriting their personal narrative, and transforming that narrative from victimhood to victory.
Oh, I have seen so many success stories. I mean, like I said, my 5th year in Curt's, and every single student that I have had, it's just been amazing. I've learned so much from them, and I'm hoping that they've learned from me, from everything that I've seen a lot of the students do after their time in Curt's. It gives me happiness to see that they have succeeded, they're continuing in jobs, they're continuing in school, and just, going forward, never backwards. It's a great feeling to see that.
Hi, Rick Marsh here again, and I just wanted to share with you some of the things that we had to change during this pandemic time here at Curt's Cafe in Highland Park. So come on in, I'll show you some of the things that we've changed. Our once bustling cafe, where we have chairs and seats all around, now kind of turned into an area where we are providing meals for underserved communities here in Lake County. Now today, this is a lot less than we normally have, but we are partnering with the Highland Park Library and other organizations in Lake County to kind of support, again, underserved families that are food deprived. And so we've had to pivot, if you will, from our regular bustling cafe. But this is kind of where we are in this time right now. But it's been a benefit to our community. And again, that whole community collaborations with Curt's Cafe has helped us and supported us even in the tough pandemic times that we're in right now.
scones. Their scones are legendary. Everybody knows about them. They're tasty. It's rare you find a tasty scone that's not dry or, I don't know, just scones are one of those things that you either love them or you don't. And I love them. And they're wonderful at Curt's.
Two things. I either get a chicken Caesar, which I'm not sure if it's on the menu here now, but it's on the other one. Or I do a build your own turkey sandwich. It's pretty boring. And then whatever soups they're making, because they all make their homemade soups and they all do something great.
No offense to Byron and Paige, but I got it on the soup tip. They don't want no smoke.
I gotta say, our tuna melts, fantastic. I enjoy them. A lot of people that have come in, they've ordered, you know, after day, so I'm gonna go with that.
But then the sweets, see, I can't give you one answer. My favorite cookie is the oatmeal almond crunch cookie. The best cookie I've ever had.
My hope for the future of Curt's Cafe is that we continue to grow.
We plan on looking at Curt's as a program that is working and it needs to be expanded. So our goal is to work with more students every day.
This is a two-way street. This is not what we're just giving to them. We all learn, we all grow, and the mission that we have, I just think is just so positive. I think it's something that we need to make grow. We need to make this happen so that we can reach, you know, more students and more communities.
I think the young adults in our program are schooling us enough during COVID that we may pivot the program a little bit, but it will always be open cafe concept, and we're just going to look for more open cafes to do our work in.
I think we have an opportunity to have more expansive reach by being in a system, into an organization, you know, there on the South Side, of reaching more students, reaching more communities, and growing as an organization individually. So we're working on trying to figure out how to do that.
The mentor that I learned the most from Curt's Cafe was Georgie. I'm gonna put it like this. One day I was making a drink. I was so tired when I was making a drink. I don't really want to mention it, but I kind of fell asleep, and then Georgie called me to the office. It was like, Luke, you know you was asleep out there? And I was like, I know, Georgie. I was really tired. And from there, like, me and him had a few conversations and stuff about little things, and he kind of touched me when he, you know what I'm saying, called me to the office. And that right there, you should never sleep on a job. But from that experience, I learned that you have to stay awake on the good things you do in life. Just stay awake. Don't let nothing get to you. Don't let your anger be the best of you. Because your anger, the only thing that your anger gonna do to you is get you in trouble. Because when he took me there, took me to the office, I thought he was mad at me. So that kind of changed me right there, and that kind of like woke me up from that point on. And I'm like, he's a great mentor, because anybody else would have just been like snappy, or that probably told me to go home. He didn't let me go home, and I finished work that same day. So he's a great mentor. I miss Georgie, and he's a wonderful person. So.
Marius was very, very, like, basically Marius is like the dad of Curt's, kind of the support system for everyone. Like, if you had any like issues going on in your life, you could always talk to Marius and he wouldn't judge you. Trudy Ann is very informative on how she teaches, and was very good at like getting all the students to work and showing them how to work, and make sure they come in and just genuinely cares about all the students, as does everyone here. Just Marius was like very, very helpful, and I was really struggling with this year and just had a lot of depressive episodes that Marius helped work me through. And Trudy Ann just made me genuinely want to come to work every day and be the best I could be, because I wanted to do that, because she makes you want to come in and be the best person you can be every day, which is something that I really appreciate out of Trudy Ann.
I definitely consider Marius one of the most mentor-like people here at Curt's. I also consider Trudy Ann a role model because she is a great manager, and but just having Marius here, like, it's almost as good as therapy, basically. It's allowed me to solve a lot of problems at home, and it's actually helped me grow as a person here. So thank you, Marius, for doing that.
I really want to thank Curt's Cafe for being able to push me to be a better version of myself that I didn't really think that I could be. And it really helped me get into a better mental state and a better emotional state, and just gave me the skills I needed to be able to push on in life outside of Curt's, and I really appreciate that.
Thanks, Curt's Cafe, for helping me when I was a young youth. It was a great experience being here.
Curt's Cafe, thank you to everyone here who has helped me and everyone else here as a student grow. And you guys have all made such a huge impact on my life. I've changed so much for the better. And I would not have gotten to where I am today without you guys. Thank you.
The pandemic has made 2020 a year of great pain and loss. It's also made it a year of great transitioning and adapting. As we have heard a lot tonight, working with and partnering with the community is key to Curt's success. It is only natural that our keynote speaker tonight is one who believes that the road to inspire change is within our own community. Every person has a story, and every person can do small things. Jamal Cole began his journey as a volunteer at the Cook County Jail. Just as Susan Trishman heard over and over again from students that they need jobs, Jamal heard inmates say, "My block, my hood, my city." Jamal had a mission to create an exposure-based education program for teens that provides experimental travel and mentorship. I am thrilled to introduce to you a true champion of social justice and founder and CEO of the fastest growing social impact organization, My Block, My Hood, My City. Please welcome our good friend, Jamal Cole.
Thank you, Val, for that gracious introduction, and thank you, Curt's Cafe, for allowing me to be a part of your gala. As Val said, my name is Jamal Cole. I'm the founder of My Block, My Hood, My City. The story I'm about to share with y'all is about how I evolved from my youth. I come from a similar background as many of the students from Curt's Cafe. My message is about taking full responsibility for your actions and not blaming other people for them. I hope I can arouse some enthusiasm and add some value to what's going on. Hey guys, so I applied for one college in high school, right? And that was Howard University. And you know, where I'm from, we didn't pick colleges by matching the skills we had with what the university offered. We just picked colleges because big names, right? If they was on ESPN. And of course I picked Howard University because that's where Sean Puffy Combs went to school at. And I wanted to be like Puff Daddy and Bad Boy and sign all these rappers. So of course I applied there, and I paid $75 for this application. We didn't have $75 as a kid, especially in high school. Like, I keep telling people, I didn't know a food stamp wasn't real money until I put one in a pop machine and it broke, and everybody laughed at me. It made me want to steal more. But so $75 was a stretch for my family, but we got up the money and we applied. I never heard anything back from Howard all year. They just didn't hear anything back. So 1 month before high school graduation, I went to my guidance counselor and I said, hey, you know, I applied to Howard University. I never heard anything back. And she was like, okay, well, what's your plan B? And I said, well, of course, Michigan University. You know, I want to be like the Fab Five. I'm going to the league, man. I'm going to the NBA. I'm about to buy my whole family Cadillacs. And she said, Jamal, listen, you go to an alternative high school. You don't even make good grades. You only show up at game time. So, you know, you're not going to Michigan University. You should probably think about going to a trade school or going to the military. You just don't have the grades. And at this time of my life, I didn't know the difference between Division I, Division II, Division III. I never met anybody that went to college in my life. Never saw a college graduate. So to me, this lady was hating on me. I know she was my counselor, but through the eyes of a 17-year-old kid with the braids in his hair and the fake diamond, you hating on me. You talking down on me. Talking about, I can't get, I'm going to the league, man. Don't you know I'm about to buy my whole block Cadillacs? But anyway, She left the office because her phone rang, and I looked to my left, there was a black book on her shelf with gold letters. It said All American Colleges. And so I grabbed the book, I ripped the page out of it and I shoved it in my pocket. And I didn't look at it. She came back to the office, blah, 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 probably telling me the truth. But listen, I'm going to the league, right? This lady, she talking down on me. She trying to kill my dreams. But, I left the office. I went downstairs. I took the paper out of my pocket. I opened it up. It said Wayne State College, Nebraska. I said, Nebraska, man, I said, why couldn't this be Florida, man, New York City, California, like somewhere? What's in Nebraska? Is it buffaloes, man? What's in Nebraska? I don't know. But this is all I had. I didn't have any connections to college. It wasn't recruited, right? I didn't know anything about that. So I didn't have the internet. This is all I had. So I took the paper out, I dialed 402-375-7000, and a lady named Nancy answered the phone. And I said, hey, Nancy, this is Jamal Cole, from Chicago. I'm going to the league, you guys got a basketball team? And she said, yeah, we got a basketball team. I said, y'all got a business program? Yeah, we got a business program. Look, long story long, y'all. In a month, I got an acceptance letter from Wayne State, and guess they accepted people from alternative high schools. It didn't matter if you went to alternative high school, they still accepted you. And this is the only page I ripped out that book. So this was like God shining down on me. This was my opportunity to leave the hood. I'm going to the league, man. I'm about to buy everybody Cadillacs. I'm hyped. And when they sent that letter in the mail and they had the manicured lawns, the bright lights, the gymnasium, I thought it was Notre Dame, man. Again, I ain't know Division I division. All I knew was I'm going to the league, right? I'm gonna be like Kobe Bryant. I'm about to buy everybody in my family a Cadillac. That's the goal. That's all anybody wants to be, right? Is a hooper or a rapper, right? So, I was excited when I got that acceptance letter, and I took the acceptance letter all around my community, man. I took it the first person I took it to was my mom. I said, Ma, check it out. I got accepted to Wayne State College in Nebraska. I'm going to the league, man. I'm about to buy everybody a Cadillac. And my mom, she looked at the acceptance letter. She looked at me. She said, you got accepted to college? I said, yeah. She said, well, what are you trying to be, white? I said, what am I trying to be, white? I just told you, no, I'm trying to go to the league. I'm trying to buy you a Cadillac. I'm going to basketball, to play college basketball. And she says, you know what, Jamal, she took my car away from me. So, it's nothing. I dealt with adversity before. It was nothing for me to deal with some adversity. My mom took the car away from me. And with us, like I said, I grew up eating at the homeless shelter for Thanksgiving. I lived in a motel with my dad for 2 years. I'm used to adversity. Keep it moving. I took the acceptance letter to my friends, of course. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Check it out. I got accepted to Wayne State College in Nebraska, man. I'm going to the league. I'm about to buy us all Cadillacs, man. And, Jeremy, he said, you leaving the block? You got something, man. What you think you better than us? I'm not going nowhere, right? I got my jaw broke that summer. I was walking around like Kanye West all summer. Can't even open my mouth. And so I took the letter to my dad. The last chance I had, I took it to my dad. I said, Pops, check it out. I got accepted to Wayne State College in Nebraska. I'm going to the league, man. I'm about to buy everybody a Cadillac, right? We ain't gonna have to worry about nothing. And that same night, my dad stole a U-Haul truck and drove me to Nebraska, right? Drove me the next morning. We left at like 4 a.m. And when you're 17 in Chicago, you get a credit card in the mail that has a $500 limit on it. We maxed that credit card out just getting to Nebraska, right? Just getting there. Like who steals a U-Haul truck, a 17-foot U-Haul truck with nothing in the back, but a basketball, a pair of shoes. I didn't even own a coat when I went to Nebraska. I never even owned a pair of basketball shorts. I just played in jeans, right? I had nothing in the back of that U-Haul truck. That's how poor we were. More so than a poverty of finance, we had a poverty of imagination. A poverty of imagination, a deficit of hope is what we had. But we were on our way to Nebraska in that stolen U-Haul truck. And we got to Nebraska about 20 minutes before we arrived to campus. My dad said, you know what, Jamal? He said, I'm proud of you. You've already surpassed what everybody's done, in the family, and there's really nothing I can tell you. But I want you to know that, about 6 months ago, I got that letter from Howard University, and they didn't accept you. And it hurt me to see you go back and forth to that mailbox looking for that letter every day. But, I didn't want to tell you because I knew you'd be like your brothers. And I got a lot of cousins doing 80 years and 40 years and 20 years in jail. I didn't want you to be like them, so I didn't tell you. But I was happy to see you persevered and you made it through to get to college. And so so that was the best thing my father ever did for me. When I got to college, I went to the basketball coach's office. The first place I stopped, hey, I'm Jamal Cole. I'm going to the league. I'm about to buy my whole family Cadillacs. I'm going to play for your team. I'm Jamal. You got to play me. And he was like, everybody was like 7 foot tall, 6'10", from England, Iowa, and all over the world, really. And they were like, man, you just don't show up in the coach's office and say you're gonna, go to the league. You got to get recruited. I didn't know. I've never met anybody that went to college or been recruited. But for every day for 2 months, I stopped in his office. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Did you see Stephon Marbury last night? You see LeBron James in the league? Did you see Kobe? Hey, man, every day I would just step, just so he could see me. I wanted him to see me and feel me. After 2 months, he was like, man, you got to be one of the most persistent young men I've ever met. And, he gave me a tryout to walk onto the team, which they didn't even accept walk-ons, but he gave me a tryout. And, I walked onto the basketball team. I was able to walk on. And, man, it was the best feeling that came over my young soul. I was on the league. I was going to the league, man. I was on my way, man. And my dreams were coming true. About 6 months into playing basketball at Wayne State, my coach asked me, he said, Jamal, why do you have a 1.7 GPA? And I said, why do I got a 1.7 G? Listen, since you let me walk onto the basketball team, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I said, listen, bro, I don't have any books. I can't even afford those expensive books in a bookstore. And to be honest, I've only read one book in my whole life. I've never even read a lot of books. And plus, I'm not used to having teachers, let alone professors. At alternative high schools, you don't have teachers. You just have modules you have to get through every day, right? So I'm not used to all this stuff, man. Plus, if you didn't know, people in Nebraska is racist, man. They treat me racist. The first day on campus, somebody came up to me and said, hey, Jamal, will you talk to my little brother on a cell phone? He's never talked to a black basketball player before, but he watches And One and ESPN all the time. Will you talk to him? I didn't know what to say to him. What do I say to somebody like that, right? But people on my own team, coach, they're calling me colored. You're talking about why I don't get good grades. My own teammates are saying, I've never played basketball with a colored person before. You're asking me why I don't get good grades, coach. It's cold out here. I don't have no money. I hate the food. It smells like manure. People treat me, I'm having a hard time adjusting, man. After these long practices, I don't got no time to be studying, and I got to get back to my dorm room, watch a little ESPN, roll some dice with my friends. I don't got no time to be, making great grades. I'm going to the league. And my coach, his name was Rico Burkett. He was real patient with me, and I needed him to be patient with me at this time. He was patient, and I just went through my list of excuses. I was like, man, people treat me bad. I'm homesick. The food sucks. And he just stopped me. He said, Jamal, you know what's missing from your list? I said, no, what? He said, your name's not on it. He said, no excuses. The highest level of maturity is taking full responsibility for your actions. I said, Coach, did you just not hear me say I don't have any books? You talking about, no, this ain't no excuse, it's the truth. I don't have books. I've never read a book. I just told you I went to alternative high school back in Chicago. I went to alternative high school, bro. I'm not used to having teachers, let alone professors. People are racist out here. I can't concentrate, they're racist. It's cold out here, I don't got no money, I hate the food, it smell like manure, y'all treat me racist, y'all having a hard time adjusting, man. After these long practices, I don't have time to be going back to my dorm room and studying and reading. I got to get back to my dorm room and watch some Scarface and make some new friends, right? And Rico just looked at me, my coach, he said, Jamal, no excuses. The highest level of maturity is taking full responsibility for your actions. We weren't going to see eye to eye. Cool. I left the office. I come back. I thought he's going to kick me off the team the next day, and he gives me a $500 book scholarship. This is the second time I'm going to the league, man. $500? This is the second time in my life I've had $500, right? Now I go back to the school store. I buy 4 of the 5 books that I needed for that semester. That's all I can afford is 4 of the 5 books. In one semester at Wayne State, I went from a 1.7 to a 3.5 GPA. In one semester, I have 4 A's and 1 C. Now this is huge for me. I never made an A my whole life. I have 4 A's and a C. You know me. I went back to the coach's office and said, Coach, you got to play me now. You got to play me now, man. Last semester, you said my grades weren't good, so you didn't play me. You got to play me now. I got 4 A's and a C. You can't tell me nothing. I'm going to the league. I'm about to buy everybody Cadillacs, man. What you going to say? And my coach, he looked at me. He looked at my report card. He looked at me. He looked at my report card. He said, why the hell did you get a C? I said, why did I get a C? I just told you it's cold out here. I don't got no money. I hate the food. It smell like manure. Y'all treat me racist. I'm having a hard time adjusting, man. After these long practices, I don't got no time to be getting straight A's. I got 4 A's and a C. You should be proud of me. I went to alternative high school. I'm doing all this for y'all. He said, Jamal, no excuses. The highest level of maturity is taking full responsibility for your actions. I was like, this dude is, listen, I tell y'all that story because in 4 years of college basketball, I might have played 5 minutes of basketball. I never played at all. And I worked my tail. I never played. I hated this coach, man. He took my dream. Like, y'all know how many Cadillacs I promised the people back home? This dude took my dream away from me. I never played. But I did travel the world, and I made straight A's in college, and I graduated early. But I didn't appreciate it because I had no frame of reference, right? So, once I graduated, I wrote a book about this experience and about going from an alternative high school to playing basketball and traveling the world. And I wrote about it in the book, and I self-published it and started selling these books in front of Foot Locker downtown Chicago. And Cook County Jail read the book. Someone at the jail read the book, and they said, "Jamal, can you come to the jail and talk to the residents? Because it's a great story. We want you to share it with them." And when I got to the jail, of course, nobody wanted to hear me speak. I had my suit and tie on. I thought I was like young Malcolm X in there. Nobody wanted to hear me speak. Okay, let's keep it moving. So there was a kid in the jail. I said, "Yo, so y'all don't want to listen to me speak? That's fine." I asked the kid, "Why are you in this position? Why hasn't your life worked out like you wanted to up until right now? Well, since you know everything, you don't want to hear me speak. Why hasn't everything worked out for you? Why are you here?" You know what the kids say? They said, "It's cold out here. I don't got no money. I hate the food. It smell like manure. They treat me racist. I'm having a hard time adjusting, man." And that's when I said, "That's my list. That's my list of excuses. That's the same list of excuses I gave to my coach in Nebraska." I said, wow. The whole time I was in college, it dawned on me my coach wasn't teaching me basketball. He wasn't teaching me how to change my jump shot. He was teaching me to change my philosophy. My philosophy. Back in 2005, I blamed everybody for my problems. Everybody. The teachers is messed up. The schools is messed up. The weather. Everything was messed up except me. Right? That's when I had to learn to change my philosophy. I had to change. And I tell y'all that story because you go ask somebody in Evanston right now. You say, or Chicago. You say, "Why does your neighborhood look like this right now? Why is it all messed up?" You know what they're gonna say? "Oh man, the alderman is messed up. The schools is messed up. The economy is. Their philosophy is messed up, man." They say the mayor is messed up. The school. Their philosophy is messed up, man. Listen, instead of blaming stuff on everybody else, you could say this. I'm going to give you guys my community organizing strategy. It took me 10 years to develop this strategy. I'm going to give it to you in 15 words, right? If you understand these next 15 words, you could become a leader in your neighborhood tomorrow, man. If you understand these next 15 words, if you have political aspirations, you could be an elected official in 3 months, right? I mean, if you understand, these 15 words are going to save you thousands and thousands of hours of reading books about community organizing. All I do is read on top of read books on community organizing. You're not going to have to go to a lot of conferences once you read this book. Once you understand these 15 words. Y'all ready for the 15 words? Y'all ready? It's going to save you thousands and thousands of hours of struggle, man, of frustration. I'm going to share it with you, though. These 15 words are, write these down. What's something simple I can do that'll have a positive impact on my block? You got it? What's something simple I can do that'll have a positive impact on my block? Isn't that brilliant? That's brilliant, man. Because listen, when you start with the simple things, that's how you develop the muscle it takes to take on bigger challenges. Like, you don't have to have a master's degree to make a difference out here. You don't have to have a law degree to listen. You just got to have that heart full of passion. And you got to have a soul with love, right? And you can make a difference. What's something simple you can do? If you work in the IT department, can you build a website for a nonprofit or help them with analytics? If you work as a lawyer, can you put on an expungement clinic in the hood? What's something simple you can do? Can you grab a shovel and help seniors snow? Can you help out with PPE? What's something simple you can do, man? I talk to a guy that skateboards every day. He brought a garbage bag to the skate park and just picks up trash. Now, that's something simple you can do to make a difference. But guess what? If you do something simple on your block, it creates a ripple of hope. If I do something simple on my block, that creates a ripple of hope. If she does something simple on her block, that's another ripple of hope. Together, we create that wave of change, right? Everybody know who's on Trump's cabinet. Don't nobody know who their next door neighbor is, right? I want you guys to concentrate on doing simple things. That's the secret to community organizing. Democracy starts on a block level. It doesn't start from Washington, D.C. It doesn't start from City Hall or Springfield. Democracy starts from your block. What's something simple you can do to make a difference? I want to thank you guys for the support. I want to thank everybody who's been involved in this. And please check out our website, formyblog.org, to see how you can get involved. And just literally, man, our motto is to take care of people no matter what. So if it's a snowstorm, we shovel snow for seniors, right? We need help with that. If it's a heat wave, we deliver fans, deliver waters directly to seniors' doorsteps. During this COVID-19 pandemic, thousands of seniors have reached out from 12 different states. We need help delivering food. We need help delivering safety kits, PPE, hand sanitizers, disinfectant spray. And we also have a small business relief fund where we're helping small businesses with glass repair, graffiti removal, painting, and construction. We volunteer on the block level every week. please get involved by going to our website, formyblog.org, and also let me know what you're doing to make your block a better place. Y'all have a good day. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much to each and every one of you again for watching tonight, and thank you for being part of our story, a story that we hope to continue writing with you, a story that we hope you share over and over. Thank you for watching, and thank you to all that have donated tonight. Oh, wait, I've just gotten a message that we will be keeping the silent auction open for another 24 hours. So please visit curtscafe.org and make sure you bid on some amazing items. A vacation home in Michigan, sounds good, right? Dog training, wine baskets, virtual experiences, jewelry, and so much more. Go ahead, shop with a purpose. I know I do. Thanks again, and have a great night. I'm Val Warner.